In this video, I'm going to try to explain how to do an Explain Everything project. When you open up Explain Everything, this is what you're going to be seeing here in front of you. This right here. This is the very important toolbar that you'll be using. And we'll go over exactly what that toolbar does as we go along through each one of these slides. So let's go ahead and just figure out first what each one of the portions of that toolbar are. We'll go ahead and start at the very, very top, and we'll start with this portion right up here where you have that hand with a little double, triple arrow on it right there. That is when you put an object or a picture or anything in Explain Everything, that helps you to move it. The next one, right underneath that, is how you create a new slide. The more slides you have, see down here at the bottom, with the more slides you have, the more information you can project onto your screen and into your Explain Everything screencast. The third thing you'll see down here is this little one that's already highlighted. That's what I'm using over and over again. That's the pencil tool. It'd be good to use a stylus for something like this. When you want to erase everything, you just make sure that is highlighted, and when it is, it's not going to show up here for you because this is a picture, but then you can erase everything that's on your screen. The next thing down is how you go ahead and text everything. You can type something on your screen, do all sorts of stuff, and then you can move that text around if you decide that you want to go ahead and put it in a different spot. Next up would be if you wanted to go ahead and add any pictures. This is how you do it right here in this portion. You already know about the eraser. This is where you have the little pointers, like the red pointer or the arrows, etc. If you want to do something to an image that is on your screen already, you press and hold that I one, and it'll do all sorts of stuff. It can flip the image, you can rotate the image, you can lock the image so it doesn't move around. All sorts of different ways of doing that. This is the undo button. Here's your zoom button. And if you want to go full screen and get rid of this toolbar here on the left, you just press this right here. The last things down here on the left are the colors. You can change the colors. There are like 10 or 12 different colors you can choose from, and just by pressing each one of these, it changes the color of your marker. For instance, here's a red one, and then here's a blue, and I've changed it each one of those times. So that's the left toolbar. On the bottom toolbar, you already see this here, slide 1 of 1. If you have more than one slide, what you do is you press this arrow here, and it'll go to the next slide so that you can continue to go ahead and record. This right here essentially is recording your voice. That's all it's doing. You put your slides together and then record your voice over the slide the way I'm doing right now. When you're done, you can fast forward by pressing this, rewind that is, by pressing this one, fast forward by this and this, pressing this one, or you can play the slide you just recorded just by pressing that one right there. This timer tells you how long you've gone so far. You can mute the microphone if you'd like to, just by going ahead and pressing that microphone switch right there. And then over here in the bottom, these are how you export, and we'll cover that a little bit later on in our slides. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to insert some sort of object, and one of the best ways to do it is to just go ahead and make sure you press on this guy right here, and that's how you can insert something from your camera roll, a PDF, whatever you have saved. You can import it in here, and you can do all sorts of it. Here's your photos that you can get it from, or you can get it off your Dropbox if you've saved it there, off your Google Drive if you've saved it there. All sorts of ways that you can insert objects. And what I did was I took screen captures of Explain Everything and just went ahead and just put it in my camera roll, and that's what you're seeing right now on this Explain Everything. So once you do that, you can insert individual objects into your Explain Everything just by touching on one of these pictures, and when you do, it then becomes part of your Explain Everything slide. But here are the other ways you can do it. You see, you can do existing photos. That'd be from your camera roll. You can do files, whatever files you have on your iPad. You can go ahead and take a new picture if you want to. You can take a new video if you'd like to. You can put music in there. You can even put a browser page if you'd like to. All that is available in Explain Everything. Once you've imported your picture, it could look something like this, and you can go ahead and talk about what the picture is. This one happens to be where slavery still exists in the world and how much it is. It's sort of a cool little map that I showed to my kids when we were talking about the Civil War. But this is, today's slavery. Now, when you're ready and you're done and you've recorded everything and you've stopped and you're happy with what you're doing, then you're going to be exporting what you have here as a movie. Some people like to export it to their camera roll so they can have it. And when it's exported there, then it's saved to your iPad, which takes up a lot of memory. But what I do is I like to export it to YouTube. I'll be more than happy to create a YouTube channel for you here at Christian Brothers. Just let me know what you'd like to do. There are other ways to go ahead and do it. You can Dropbox and Google Drive, etc. But the one I really recommend is this one here on YouTube. Once you've decided to export it to YouTube, you then have to name the movie something and then put some sort of description there. Usually I just leave it as education as the category. And even though mine is checked off public here, I would suggest you do an unlisted one. And that way only people that have the link can view it. And that way students can be given the link specifically when it's uploaded to your YouTube channel. More information about YouTube will be available from me personally later on, but otherwise this is essentially how you make and explain everything. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know.